Good evening. This is Matthew Stewart with another Matt's Review. It's a late night edition, I guess you can say, tonight. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review of the film by David Lynch called Blue Velvet. If you can see that right there, with the sexy Isabella Rossellini. Anyway, okay. Blue Velvet was a movie done by David Lynch after he did Dune, and Dune was a huge flop and basically a big experimental piece of crap. So, before that he had done, Racerhead, and he had done Elephant Man and things like that, something more in his genre. The sci-fi didn't really work out, so he went back to basics on Blue Velvet. Basic premise of this is that you have Kyle MacLachlan, who plays this guy named Jeffrey, who's back from college after his dad has a stroke. And he's out in the field after visiting his father one day, and he happens to find a cut off ear in the middle of a field, if that's not strange enough. So he finds the ear and he brings it to the police, or he brings it to a detective who he knows, who's the father of this girl that he's interested in, who's Laura Dern. And basically, he takes it upon himself to play detective himself when he's really not, and he gets deeper and deeper involved in the, I guess you could say, the seedy underbelly of a town called Lumberton, and it's in North Carolina. It's supposed to be the perfect American town, but little do you know that it's really not the perfect American town. It's more of a disgusting town filled with a lot of crazy people, and the craziest person out of all the people there is character played by Dennis Hopper called Frank Booth, who's basically this sociopathic, psychopathic guy who huffs a lot of gas and has a lot of weird sexual desires. And the main female lead in this movie is Isabella Rossellini, who plays Dorothy, who is a mysterious woman who's a lounge singer, who Frank Booth is basically obsessed with. And I'm going to try not to give too much of this away, but basically it's a very, I wouldn't say crazy movie, but it's a film that's definitely out of the ordinary a little bit. Has a lot of memorable characters, especially Dennis Hopper. And it's just goes to show you that under every idyllic town, there's a dark side to every town. So the whole town may not be bad, but there's quite a few people that are very strange in one particular town. Doesn't matter where you're from. What I thought was the most interesting about this entire film is that it is an interesting film. Makes you think a little bit. Has a lot of, made in 1986, so this was kind of during the peak of a lot of experimental film and during the 80s, and Lynch was one of the people that was leading the charge in crazy films like this. What I thought was the most interesting is that there was a part in the film where you see a scene where it's a close-up of going inside of the severed ear. And after that point, that's where the movie kind of goes into the dark side of the entire thing. It goes into voyeurism, goes into spying, goes into a lot of weird sexual deviancy, and I guess you could say murder. And after all this occurs, you see another shot where the camera has a pullback out of Kyle MacLachlan, who plays Jeffrey, goes out of his ear. So it kind of makes you think whether this entire film was actually real, or was it all in Kyle MacLachlan's mind. That's what I kind of got from the entire thing, because it's not until the whole going in the ear and out of the ear where you think it's maybe all in his brain. Other than that, definitely a very good movie. Out of 5, I would definitely give it at least a 4, 4.5, just for the fact that the performances are great. Dennis Hopper was great. None of the movie really seemed contrived, or it didn't really seem like it was trying to make the viewer, kind of think more into the movie. I mean, it could have been as, to say that the movie was very easy to understand, saying it was just the case of a small town with a few bad people, and at the end people get what they deserve, I guess you can say. So I would definitely check it out. I think David Lynch is still making good movies. I mean, he's very doesn't make a lot of movies, but he definitely makes some very interesting movies. This movie would also check out probably Inland Empire. Check out his older stuff too, Eraserhead. Check out Elephant Man. Mulholland Drive is another really good example of a Lynchian film. I would also probably even check out Lost Highway. May have to watch it a few times to understand it, but that's another really interesting film that I liked a lot. So, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoy the review, and I will be back pretty soon with another review. So, everybody have a good night, and I'll see you on the flip side. See you later.